Assalamu alaikum. Girls, today we'll study about respiratory system. Open page number 11. Our respiratory system deals with the breathing. Breathing is a process in which oxygen is taken in and carbon dioxide is released. This carbon dioxide is harmful for our body and therefore it should be removed. Now, first of all, I will try to explain you about the organs which are involved in the respiratory system. The main organs involved are your nose and your mouth, through which you take in air. This air then passes through the nasal cavity and then enters the other part that is called pharynx, which is present inside our throat. From the pharynx, you can see over here, from the pharynx, the air enters into another portion called larynx, which contains the vocal cords. That is the area which produces sound. The larynx then opens into a cartilaginous tube called trachea. Trachea then divides into two branches called bronchi. This bronchi enters into each lung and then divides and redivides into tiny branches which finally end up in bronchioles. You can see our picture over here. This is the bronchiole, very tiny, minute, and this bronchiole ends into an air sac. Air sac which is lined with blood capillaries. Why? Because when the air enters from the nose through this passage and enters into the lungs and then through the branches of bronchioles, it enters finally into the air sac. Here the exchange of gases take place. The blood vessels which are lining the air sac, these blood vessels transport the carbon dioxide into the air sac and take in oxygen from the air sac and then take this oxygen rich blood to the heart, as we have studied in the circulatory system. This blood is now transported from the bronchioles, they unite and reunite, and then from the bronchioles these capillaries unite and then supply blood to the heart, to the left ventricle, from where it is going to be transported to each and every part. Breathing is a process in which oxygen and carbon dioxide are exchanged in opposite manner. In our lungs, girls, there are about 600 million tiny air sacs. These air sacs, you can see, when we breathe in, we take in oxygen, our chest area increases. Why? Because the lungs are filled with air and these air sacs are filled with, when these air sacs are filled with air, it increases our chest area. These lungs are protected by rib cage, which is a part of skeleton system which we will learn about later on. These ribs protect our lungs from being damaged. Now, have you ever observed whenever you breathe out, the air coming out of your mouth is always warm? Why is this? This is because it is all because when the air passes through trachea and pharynx inside our body, it take in the heat of the body, and then when it comes out, it is warm air. Even though the outside environment is cool, you warm out. When you exhale air and you give out carbon dioxide, the air coming out from your body is warm. This is the information for you. Information is about cigarette smokers. Cigarette smokers actually harm their lungs or damage their lungs. How this happens is, when they smoke cigarette, the chemical and the tar which is present in the cigarette gets accumulated in the tiny and thin-walled air sacs called alveoli, and they damage them. These tiny air sacs are so sensitive and they are so very delicate that when oxygen comes in there, the space is occupied by the tar and the chemicals, and it reduces the intake of oxygen. That is why the smokers start coughing and they may not be able to breathe properly. So smoking is injurious and dangerous to our health. Okay, thank you. Allah Hafiz.